The Law-Abiding Biker Podcast cures fits, colds, coughs, runny nose, makes conception a wonder, and childbirth a pleasure. The Law-Abiding Biker Podcast.
Only from the one and only Oscar, dude. There's a little something you guys probably don't know about me. I'm going to let you in on it. It's a little secret not very many people know.
I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars.
I didn't know that, did you?
No handlebars.
Where do you get this stuff?
I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars. No handlebars.
Look at me, hands in the air like it's good to be alive.
I can ride my bike with no handlebars.
What sound effects this guy comes
That's
over?
the Flobots. It'll be in the show notes. Anyways, welcome. That was Oscar. Justin, a.k.a. Oscar, at the beginning. Welcome all our fellow bikeaholics out there, and thank you for returning to another loaded episode of the LAB Podcast, the official law-abiding biker podcast. You need therapy? Do you need therapy, Oscar?
I need some therapy.
Well, then you have come to the right place. This is the only prescribed therapy you will need. This is a podcast for the motorcycle majority, after all. That's right. The
99%.
99%ers. That's right, baby. This podcast covers everything for the law-abiding biker, so look no further. Think you can handle it?
Yes, I can.
Well, then mount up and come along with us for another wild-ass ride. Feel it. Oh, yeah.
I was getting my groove on.
Get your groove on. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Law-Abiding Biker Podcast, the LAB Podcast. This is Ryan Erlacher, your host of the LAB Podcast, and your
High-tech redneck.
thank you very much.
I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars.
Can you?
No handlebars.
Sure.
That's not right.
Yeah, dude, we've got a ton of stuff. Loaded episode as usual. It's going to be like our last episode, a multimedia experience. It's not just a podcast. It's not just media. It's not just videos. It's a multimedia experience, Oscar.
A booty shaker, nonetheless.
Attaboy. We got to my left, studio left, we'll call it. I got LD in the house.
What's up? Studio left.
And studio right, to my right, I've got the one, the only Oscar. What's up, Oscar?
Yo.
What's up? So yeah, we've got a awesome episode for you guys. First thing I want to tell you guys, the LAB Podcast phone number, because I know that not everybody is a high-tech redneck, and you don't have to be a high-tech redneck to leave a voicemail on a computer, but some people don't have speakers on their computer, or they're not able to figure it out. Well, now you can leave a voicemail directly to us here at Law Abiding Biker Media at 509-731-3548. Again, 509-731-3548. And you will get a message, and of course it's me answering. And please leave things you want to hear on the podcast, questions, concerns, and we will play it on the podcast. Because I can download those messages. So if you don't want to do that, like we've done on past episodes, you can reach us at lawabidingbiker.com/contact. You can email us there and leave a internet voicemail where you just record a voicemail. It's really easy. It lets you review it before you send it. So just understand that once you do the voicemail, if you don't like it, you can re-record it. It's not a one-shot deal. So you can get it just right if you're worried about that. Or if you want to go directly, you can go to speakpipe.com/lawabidingbiker. Same thing. You can leave the voicemail there. Again, it lets you review it before you send it. And our Facebook page is getting a ton of likes. Keep that going, guys. Really appreciate the support. So yeah, what do you think about that new phone number? Pretty cool, huh?
Pretty slick.
It's nice because there's just a lot of people. A lot of people are computer savvy. You don't have to be computer savvy to leave a voicemail on the computer, but some people are more comfortable with the phone. Don't you think?
I don't think I even have a mic on my computer.
Are you serious, dude?
I don't know.
Dude, like, I don't think you can get a computer without a mic. What do you got? Like a 1980s?
It has a built-in webcam, so does that mean it probably has a mic on it?
Yeah. It has to have
I don't
a mic
have
if
any
it's
idea.
got a built-in webcam.
I don't have any idea.
Yeah, I don't think you can get a computer without a built-in mic, I'm pretty sure. And if you
Apple
have that old...
2C. I mean, what are you gonna, if you have an Apple 2C, what are you going to do?
DOS floppies.
2C. Yeah. Oscar, do you have a computer? What kind of computer? Are you an Apple guy?
Yes.
Attaboy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have an iPhone.
That would be a Chewy response. Yeah, he has an iPhone. But anyways, who wants to go over donations? Because
I'm just happy to be here.
So humbled. So humbled. As I've told you guys in the past, with donations to help us keep going forward and giving you guys the content we work. Full-time jobs, all of us. We do this on the side. I pretty much spend every day I have off working on this stuff right now. Not complaining. Enjoy doing it for you guys. Trying to gain some back. So why don't you... Oh, the other thing I want to tell you guys is real quick, you can also donate directly from our Facebook page. If you go up to our Facebook page, right at the top where you can go to photos or you can go about, there's actually a PayPal button. So you can do it right from the website, homepage of the website, lawabidingbiker.com. Also on the Facebook page is another button right next to the PayPal button, which there's a speak pipe button where you can, same thing I told you earlier, you can click that and you can leave a speak pipe internet message for us. So there are just 1,000 ways, and I've got it everywhere to donate, to buy videos, lawabidingbiker.com, buy videos, you can buy stuff. So again, we appreciate the donations too. Very, very much. Go ahead.
Me?
I don't care. Somebody.
Okay. Donations. Matt Pass donated again from California. Matt, what's up, buddy?
Yep.
Appreciate your support.
Shout out to Matt.
And not only does he donate, but he also provides content for the show, calls us in, leaves lots of messages, questions.
Facebooks. He's really involved in the Law Abiding Biker page.
Great guy.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Matt Pass. I mean, that's a second donation, dude. And that's so humbling. That is the kind of audience we want to build. Not, some people build as large. I'd rather have just a really tight-knit law-abiding biker community that's very involved rather than a million people that are uninvolved. So thank you, Matt, very much.
This next poor guy, I know I'm going to say his last name wrong.
Oh, we'd all screw this one up, but it's so awesome. Here again, from Australia, dude. Australia, we've had him from Italy. We've had him from Ireland. All over the world, dude. All the states. I mean, seriously, this stuff is coming in, so it's awesome. Go ahead, LD.
This is Charles
Caruana
from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia.
It did not say marijuana. Caruana. And Charles, I'm so sorry because I know we're mutilating your name, but we're trying the best we can. We're just trying to read it. Caruana. It's Caruana. From where?
He's from Melbourne, Victoria.
It's Australia. That is so awesome.
That's amazing.
It is. I can't believe the amount of people that are listening to this. And this is why I do it when I get stuff like this. Not just donations, but contacts. And the donations, of course, are awesome. And people buying videos and people commenting on the webpage from all over and all the awesome people that I'm meeting and that we're all meeting. And you met Larry Baxter, which we've talked about.
Well, I've talked to Larry Baxter.
Yeah. Oh, you did? You called him?
No, just on Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And you texted him too. Or maybe that was Facebook.
Facebook messaging, yeah.
Just the people, and we really want to bring the law-abiding biker community together, and we believe this forum, this podcast, the Facebook page, the website is where we can do it, because I don't know of any other forum that was there before this one for law-abiding bikers, which are the 99%ers.
True.
The majority.
We can kick out some of our stops on our summer trip next year if people want to meet up with us.
Absolutely, and we'll be doing a podcast on our summer trip. Going back to Cali. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That was old school.
That is old school. LL Cool J, baby. So, yeah, thank you so much for the donations. Again, we're so humbled by that, and it helps so much. We're trying to catch up just with equipment alone, what I have put into this. So every little bit helps us towards that goal. All right, who wants to do... Oh, I got to... well, let's just do this. Let's switch it up, and let's just go right into... We'll do some... If I have time, I've got a little tech tip for you. We've got some... Actually, let's do the emails. If I have time, I'll do the tech tip. Because the emails are... The last email is a great segue right into our main topic. So let's go with the first email. And we want to give...
Whoever does this needs to do it in an accent. I will not accept anything otherwise.
We're going to give a little shout out. Because this guy has been very involved. John O'Keefe. And he's a very funny guy, dude. He is one of our listeners from Ireland. And I love it because he can dog on us about our Irish accents, which we know are horrible.
They're awesome.
We do them on Sons of Anarchy, on our Sons of Anarchy episodes. And I think we do them on our regular podcast sometimes too.
Mine's pretty good. It may be better than John O'Keefe's. Mine may be better.
John says we sound not like Irish, but he has a great sense of humor because he emailed us back. So... Anywho, thank you, John. That was a shout out to you, John O'Keefe.
Says we sound Asian.
Thank you for listening to the podcast.
A little bit.
You'll listen to the Law Abiding Biker podcast and you'll like it, son. Anything?
I got nothing.
Okay.
You're on your own.
John, that's all I got. But John, go ahead. This was via, you can read it LD, but it was via our Facebook page in a direct message. John O'Keefe from Ireland. He bust our balls and I love it. This is the kind of community I like growing. We can tease each other.
He says, hi, guys. Great to hear my name mentioned on episode 21 of your podcast. However, your Irish impression needs some work. It sounded Asian. Keep up the good work.
Of course,
he wasn't talking about you or I. I'm pretty sure he was talking about Popeye.
Probably Popeye.
Yeah, because ours is pretty good. So
He had like a Canadian accent, Popeye did.
Mine's pretty good. See, if I try too hard, dude. But that is awesome. And I emailed him back telling him I was working really hard in the lab studio. Like I say, I work my full-time job and I've got 5 days off now. And I'll spend the last 2 days, I spent 8 hours working on this endeavor. 8 hours on my days off from my regular LEO job. It is taking a lot of time, but I'm enjoying it. And right in the middle of working, and I was just working really hard and I was stressed on some graphic stuff that I was doing on the computer. And I'm doing a new video intro. I've got a billion things going, but a new video intro, YouTube thing and stuff. And right in the middle of all that stress, I got on Facebook to check our page, and there's a message from John O'Keefe busting my balls. And I had to email him back, dude, and say, thank you very much. He made my day because I actually started laughing out loud. And it was very funny to bust my balls on that. So I emailed him back and said, thanks for breaking up my day. And that's very, very funny. So anyways, yeah, awesome. Longtime supporter. I don't know how many guys in Ireland are listening, but obviously I hope more and hope to hear from you guys. So yeah, do you want to hit the next email there? This is via email, and he's also obviously donated from Australia. We already talked about that, but this was via our contact page, and he did a direct email, which, just to let you guys know, John O'Keefe did do an email from the Facebook page, but I don't check those all the time, so I don't know how long it was till I got to it. The best way is lawabidingbiker.com/contact if you're going to leave an email. So go ahead there, Oscar.
Hi, Ryan. Love all the effort you put in.
Who is this? You didn't say a name.
I thought you just said it.
No, I said he left a donation for us, so he also left us a email, and it is Charlie Caruana and from Australia. Go ahead. You guys have to apologize. Oscar, this is his only second time in the studio.
I'm new here.
And he's the new guy, and he's trying to figure this out. So go ahead, Oscar. I just appreciate him being here.
That mean I can read now?
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
just happy to be here.
Just happy to be here. Go ahead. This is Charlie Caruana, Australia.
Hi, Ryan. Love all the effort you put into giving us such a top-notch podcast. Just wanting to know, how do I get to episodes before number 17 from iTunes, as it only seems to show a number 17 and later. Is there another podcast app I should be using on my iPhone? Thanks in advance, Charlie from Australia.
And Charlie, I want to tell you, and I emailed him back, thank you so much for making me aware of that. I have so much to do, and I cannot keep up on this stuff. Charlie is absolutely correct. I immediately went into iTunes. I was working. I got off work, checked it out, and I was like, yep, he is right. And I'm so sorry for that. And if you guys don't bring those little things to my attention, I cannot fix them. It was only showing the last 10 episodes on iTunes, and it was a setting. I won't get into techie stuff with you guys. I had to go into my website and do some syndication stuff. And anyways, long story short, I fixed it. And within an hour of getting home, I emailed him back and said it is fixed. So now you can go into iTunes and you will start at episode 1 all the way up to our current episode. You will see all the episodes if you go in and add old episodes. So that sucks. And I don't know how many people that happened to that didn't tell me. So I apologize for that. I have went into the back end of the website and I have fixed that. And you can also get it on Stitcher Radio, of course.
Not as high tech as you thought, huh?
Yeah, dude. There's God.
Boom.
Yeah. Here.
Whoa.
I'll give you one for that. Just for LD. There's so much to this stuff, and I'm still learning a lot of it, obviously. But I did fix that. So thank you. Tell me about that stuff, guys, so I know what's going on. And again, Stitcher Radio. Also, very excited. There's an app called TuneIn Radio, which I've had for a long time. You can listen to different radio stations like I listen. I don't like any of the stations around here. I think they're a joke. Our morning shows and stuff, I won't even name them. They're freaking morons. So I listen to Seattle morning shows out of Seattle, but TuneIn Radio, you can get radio stations from all over the world. And you can also get podcast, and TuneIn Radio is pretty popular. So I just got added to the TuneIn Radio directory. Also, Podkicker. If you're an Android, we don't have anybody in the studio that's an Android listener, but Podkicker, I just got added to their directory. That's a Android podcast catching application. I still think Stitcher Radio is better. So if you're an Android user, I would get Stitcher Radio. And we're getting tons of feedback in Stitcher Radio, which is really cool. Tons of feedback, tons of 5-star ratings and stuff. So very happy with that. Okay, enough on that. Another email, and this is our email that's our segue right into our main topic, and it's via email. His name is Tiger Sherman. Tiger Sherman has been in contact with me. I emailed him back and forth. Do you guys want me to handle this one?
Yeah, it's long.
I
can't read very good.
And I'm not going to read it. Because
I can't read too good, is what he meant to say.
Yeah, can't read too good. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm basically going to tell you guys what it's about. But anyways, he's talking about that basically, how do I sum this up? Basically, in a lot of my videos, I use a lift, and there's a lot of lifts out there. Anyways, he wants to tell everybody that there are some cheap lifts from Harbor Freight, and he got a couple, and they're junk. So just to let you know, he would let it down, and instead of letting it down slow, it would slam his bike on the ground. I do use a lift, and I don't talk about it a lot, but I will put in the episode notes mechanics. I forget exactly which one mine is, but I'll put it in the show notes. But mine's a good one. It was like $70. I bought it at an auto parts store here locally.
I have a Craftsman.
Yeah,
it's a really good one.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the Craftsman too.
How much was that?
$100.
Yeah, I can't remember. $100, sure.
So get a Craftsman. Whatever. Don't get a Harbor Freight because he's tried them. They're $75. He bought 5 of them, hoping when he'd get a good one each time they broke down.
Let me mention something on my Craftsman. It's a 1-year warranty, and at 10 months, it wouldn't keep pressure in the cylinder on the hydraulic pump. It was like you couldn't refill it either.
Right.
So I took it back to the store, and it's a Craftsman. So within 1 year, they replaced it free. So that was nice.
Nice. You had any problems with yours?
It's been flawless.
Flawless. Okay. So I get a Craftsman, and again, I'll put in show notes. I'll put the kind I have. I honestly cannot remember what kind it is off the top of my head. but I'll put it in the show notes. Anyways, don't get one from Harbor Freight, I guess is what I'm getting at, because he says he's tried 5 of them. And Harbor Freight, I put in a motorcycle chalk in my garage, just a chalk that bolts into the ground, and it was only like $30, I think Lurch said, and it works good, but it's a chalk. It doesn't lift stuff up. So, yeah. Also, he says, he does talk about Sears making one, so that's good. All right, and here's our segue right into our main topic, Mobil 1 V-Twin. There's a lot of oils out there, guys, and I did some research if you go to lawabidingbikers.com/2014 Harley maintenance, that's my Harley maintenance video, or you can just do /maintenance for a free video on maintenance, which has well over 50,000 views. It's a free one, but if you go to /2014 Harley maintenance, it's for purchase, and it's getting lots of purchases. It knocks it out of the park. It knocks the free one out of the park if you want to get down and dirty with every little thing. But anyways, I talk about in both videos about buying oil from Harley Davidson, doing it in your own service. And you can buy the Screaming Eagle oil, which is, what do I have here? I just did my break-in service on my Street Glide Special. It's in my notes here somewhere, but I don't see it. That's great.
$12.95.
Is it in there?
C.
Okay.
I mean, yes.
Yes. C. Okay. Oh yeah, there it is. Harley brand synthetic. So I have bought the Screaming Eagle Harley brand synthetic, $12.95 per quart. And then of course I have to buy a chrome filter for $14.95. And so for 7 quarts for a service and the filter, I'm walking out of Harley with tax for $114.26. Okay. Now, but I still do their service myself. To
Can I
have them
add
do the
something
service, yes.
about your videos?
Anytime.
That some of the actors you've used in the videos are amazing. And the skill that they demonstrate, second to none.
Well, I can tell you
Well,
this.
in the purchase video, it's a real actor.
In
That's
the
why
original,
you have to buy it.
the original
The
oil
free
change
one
video,
is one of
flawless.
That's just a side actor in the free one. That's why I put it out for free. That was LD. The paid for version is real actors. But no, LD did a good job. But anyways, one of the tips that we guys can give you, and Tiger brought it up. Of course, I'm already aware of it, but Tiger, I really appreciate it because it gives me, it reminds me of things that we should tell the audience, is that you don't have to buy the Harley Davidson synthetic Screaming Eagle. Okay? Because Harley doesn't make that, do they?
No.
Oscar?
No, they
Harley
don't.
doesn't have an oil factory, do they?
No.
No. So basically what they're doing is like a lot of people, just like milk, like Western Family milk is made by Dairy Gold. Okay? Western Family doesn't have a milk plant.
They relabel.
They relabel. And that's exactly what Screaming Eagle is doing. And don't get burned by that. Mobil 1 V-Twin. And this will all be in the show notes. Again, real quick, guys. If you want show notes, just go to lawabidingbiker.com/ and the show number. Okay? And this will be episode 26, so /26, and you can get links, you can get information on everything we talk about. If it's a single digit episode, like 8, it would be 08. But any double digit, 22, 23, just lawabidingbiker.com / and the episode number. And I'll put this in there. But Mobil 1 V-Twin, I did a little research, 20 weight 50-50 synthetic motor oil, a 1 quart bottle, pack of 6 I found on Amazon for $62.78 for a 6-pack. That basically, with the math, is $10.46 per quart, which is way cheaper than the $12.95. And that was about 2 minutes of research. I'm sure you could get it even cheaper than that. Okay? And do you know who makes, Oscar, have you done any research on who makes Harley's synthetic Screaming Eagle oil?
I don't know.
It's hard.
Spectro makes a bunch of oils in the end. And then Chevron and Pennzoil. There's only like 4 major manufacturers.
Well, I did a little research, and it's hard to tell, but here's the 2 that people talk about in the forums that make it, is Citgo Petroleum, Citgo Petroleum, which is a huge company. There's a lot of guys that say Citgo makes it, and then the other ones are that Mobil makes it. That Mobil 1 V-Twin 2050 synthetic oil is, they just relabel it and make it Harley. I don't know the exact truth. I couldn't find it. I think we can say definitively that Harley ain't making it.
Right.
Okay. It is a synthetic oil, and they're probably doing low bid, I would guess. Is that fair to say?
It's Harley. They high bid everything.
No, I'm saying
Everything's
They high
they,
bid everything to us.
No, they're high
They
bid to
low
us.
bid when they buy it.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. That's what. Is that fair to say?
I would imagine so. Yes.
Okay, so I think they're low bidding, and then they're putting their label on it. So yeah. Anyways, so you can do a lot better. I'm telling you right now, before we get into Amsoil, which is our main topic, and Oscar is an Amsoil distributor, and I've never, and I'm not going to be biased because I've never put Amsoil on my bike. I'll tell you that right now. And I haven't had a lot of talks with Oscar about this.
You will when we're done.
I know, and that's what's awesome about this podcast. And we were talking about over dinner, me and LD, is I'm actually going to be educated on this podcast because
Did you bring literature?
I brought my bike. It's got Amsoil
What kind
in
of
it.
salesman are you?
We can taste.
did it make
smell.
it here?
Ooh.
Because heard they got a lot of zinc in there.
We can drain a little bit out. We can put it on a sandwich. It's good for you.
Can we do a wear test with the ball bearings?
What is it with the ball thing today?
Dude, that was in our last episode. We just got done pumping out a Sons of Anarchy episode, and we're talking about putting your paper balls in a cup. We're not sure what that means.
Putting your balls in a paper cup.
Oh, yeah.
You retard.
Putting your paper cup in a ball. Putting your balls in a... Yeah. Okay, we're right on track. We're right on track. Putting your balls in a paper cup. Charlie Borowski from Sons of Anarchy.
Cut him off.
So he is a Amsoil distributor, and so I'm actually going to be educated on this episode, which will be really good because I've never really got to sit down and talk to him about Amsoil and maybe some of its benefits. So yeah, but at minimum, you don't have to buy the Harley synthetic. You can go to Mobile One V-Twin. Again, I'll have it in the show notes. Look around, shop around online. You'll find it a lot cheaper. I don't know. Can you get that at a store?
Amsoil?
No, the Mobile One V-Twin 2050 synthetic motor oil. It's for motorcycles specifically.
I haven't seen. I mean,
because they don't sell it at Harley.
I haven't seen it.
It would be okay. So you probably have to order it off the internet, but nonetheless, probably be cheaper. We had a little bike shop. The little bike shops carry stuff like that,
They will.
like Biker Boys when they used to be here in town.
Speed?
Right.
I used to get it from them.
Yeah.
Speed probably would have
might.
it, yeah.
Speed
I think
might.
Looney's actually carried when he was in business.
Amsoil.
He carried Amsoil. I think he carried Mobile One.
He was big on Amsoil. I know that.
Okay. Well, if you have smaller bike shops, they're the ones that are going to carry it. If you don't have the smaller bike shops in town, you'll probably have to order it. But anyways, let's just roll right into that. We've got the expert right here, subject expert right here in the studio. So I can't wait to learn. Tell us about, you're an Amsoil distributor. How long you been? You've used it for a long time.
Yeah. I switched over to a distributorship not too long ago, just a few months ago.
Now, do you have to have stuff in your, do you like keep stock in your shop? I mean, do you have a warehouse or what?
I have a garage.
And can your wife park it? Like, I have not been in your
He's got like
garage
pallets
lately.
of oil.
I have not been in your garage lately. You've only been doing this a couple of months. It is like your garage, like
He's pretty large scale distributor
I have 2 shelves in my garage.
with four quarts.
2 shelves of Amsoil or
6
just 2
quarts.
shelves?
Oh, that's a good question.
How many shelves do you have in your shop with Amsoil on it?
He's got 1 quart on 10 different shelves.
You guys are killing me. You're breaking my flow right now. Not going to be able to recover.
Oh, God, dude.
I do stock some product.
Just
But,
for motorcycles, or don't they make it for everything?
They do. I'm only stocking stuff right now for motorcycles because, well, duh. I mean, who cares about cars? But, yeah, there's bigger distributors around that stock a whole bunch of stuff.
Around here?
Yeah, it takes a pretty big startup to actually stock like everyone would consider a store where you go buy it off the shelf.
So when you need Amsoil, where do you get it from? Another distributor? Can you get it from another distributor, or do you have to order it from Amsoil?
No, I could, but I order it from Amsoil. They have a warehouse in Portland. If I order it on a Monday morning, it's there Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So for most people, when I order it for them, I tell them it takes a day to get there. It's not a big deal.
So what do you supply as an Amsoil distributor other than just oil? Can you get us filters?
My good looks.
Okay, that's a negative actually.
That's actually pretty big. If I had my own magazine,
I'd prefer you have it in stock, please. I don't wanna
That
wait.
actually is going to count against you on this.
That was a good question, LD. Spit it at him again.
yeah, because I forgot.
Okay, other than just oil, do you stock anything like filters or anything else? I mean, what else can you distribute to me as a distributor?
Right now, I'm working through the motorcycle oil and filters, and then I actually
just oil filters or air filters as well. I don't know. I don't know what
You're
Amsoil.
killing me.
I don't know what they.
Ask one question at a time.
We got to work on our communication skills.
No,
because I got to finish.
Hey guys,
I meant that in a communication way.
I can ride my bike with no
sorry.
handles.
Go ahead.
We got to put an end to that. Some people that I've talked to that sell Amsoil buy off on it's Amsoil. Everything's the greatest. So I try to test each product. And so I buy it for myself. I test it, see if I like it. I've come across a couple of their products that I don't know if they're as great as they're selling. But
Redline.
watch where you go here.
This is mechanical products, LD. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh,
Does Amsoil sell fenders?
Dude.
Okay, get back on track. Back on track.
Dude.
that's not right.
Counting all the ass in the room. Well, I'm definitely not alone.
Okay, I have all Voltons
I'm
4
not
albums.
alone.
Oh, is that who that is?
They're awesome.
Good stuff.
No, just
It is good stuff. So I'm stocking their
I thought that was
motorcycle stuff.
appropriate.
It is appropriate.
Counting all the in the room. Yeah.
Buttholes. Can we say butthole?
Yeah.
Counting all the ass
Buttholes in.
in the room.
All right. One question I do want to learn about this Amsoil stuff, and I know our listening audience truly does, because I'm actually uneducated on it. So what's the question? Filters?
Yeah. What else? What do they supply other than oil?
Oh, wow.
What can you sell me other than oil?
Because I'm thinking about switching to it if you sell me on it today. Seriously. I lots of my friends use it. You know, Skins uses it, who is one of our friends. I just have never done it because I don't know anything about it.
I won't
honestly
use
don't.
any Jedi mind tricks today either.
Please
so that
don't.
you guys will be...
Please don't.
Because people can't hear the Jedi mind tricks.
You button hook
Don't
me. I
button
didn't
hook
know
me.
you were going to button hook me.
I love that. Amsoil makes just about... They make a bunch of stuff. So they make oils, transmission fluid, coolant, various levels of grease. They make up different types of metal protectant. You name it. They've got a bunch of stuff. I don't use all their stuff. I don't keep it all memorized. They've got a great website, super interactive. And so, but as far as mechanical, motors, all that kind of stuff, you get on their website, you can find just about anything they need. They're getting into some of the more obscure oils, like the BMW. Some of the BMWs take a 1540
Motorcycles?
motorcycles and cars. And they developed a new oil for hot rods, which has got high zinc in it. You were making fun of zinc. It's not right. It's on the periodic table.
I told him to tell you that because that's some of the stuff I see on the internet of some guys were yakking that it has too much high zinc. But
Because I had no idea what I was talking
and
about.
I told him, I said, hey, send him a group me back and tell him or text back and tell him we're going to talk about that he might not make it here on his motorcycle because he has too much zinc for cold weather. But anyways, we'll get to that.
Wow.
That was me telling him to do that.
Because I had no idea.
You're killing me right now. I've used and then we'll distribute most of the mainline stuff because some of their other stuff is application specific and they sponsor racing. They sponsor race cars, snowmobiles, dirt bikes, motorcycles. And so some of that stuff is outside the application area for the rest of us. But they make just about any kind of oil and filter you can get for your car. They also distribute wicks and man filters. They distribute
Air filters?
air and oil,
Okay.
cabin, and then they actually came up with their own line of air filters. But I'm not sold on Amsoil versus K&N. The K&Ns are reusable.
K&N, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Amsoils are they're not a wet gauze, so whoa, wet gauze.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez.
All right, sorry.
Can somebody wake me up when he's done?
You're killing me. I'm saying Amsoil's
No, this is good stuff. I'm actually learning, dude.
So on my truck, if I want to do an oil change,
Hey.
you could get me the stuff for that.
Time,
Absolutely.
and that's a good question. Let's bring it in to motorcycles.
Well, I was just interesting
know.
that they
Would you
do
ask
more
that?
than motorcycles. I didn't know that.
They do. Oh, okay. Yeah, they do lawnmowers, tractors. They do
Your
all kinds of stuff.
Mercedes 5 class or whatever. We have oil for that too.
I'm glad you did your research before the podcast. Good work. So
I'm just happy to be here.
let's bring it down to motorcycles because I am very curious about motorcycles. The Amsoil. Let's talk about the Amsoil for motorcycles. What's better about it that you believe? You do stock some of it.
I do.
Mostly what you stock is motorcycle stuff.
Yes.
Okay, because that's what obviously we're into. LD asked about oil filters and air filters. Brief on that: the wet gauze versus keep it clean. Now I run a dry filter. I don't prefer things dry, but I do run a dry filter. That's all the new Harleys that stock. They don't put oil on their filters anymore. I get a lot of questions on that on our YouTube video. Aren't we supposed to put oil? No, you aren't. It's a dry paper filter. So talk about the oil filters and the air filters real quick. Let's keep it motorcycle for now.
So leave the whole wet thing alone.
Let's just skip
Yes,
the wet
please.
thing and move along. Because I am genuinely curious.
The filter element.
Which filter? Dry or oil or
The dry filter,
Air.
dip-tard.
Because if it's an oil filter, it's wet.
yeah, okay. The oil filter. Let's talk about that.
I don't even. Where are we?
The oil filter. Do they make an oil filter? Because I've heard some guys say stay away from it because the screen's good. They say buy Amsoil. It's really good oil and it's better than Harley oil. But do not buy anything but a Harley oil filter because they don't make the screens the same. What say you?
The what they're talking about is how small of a micron particle.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big word. LD.
It is.
Micron.
Impressed.
New word of the day.
That they filter and everything. I've read some of the blogs.
That's what I was doing today.
Yeah, I've read that stuff.
Okay.
I think Amsoil goes down to, off the top of my head, 10 or 20 microns.
Do you think it's a problem or is it just hype?
No, wow, that's like getting really a little bit nitpicky.
Okay, that's what
That
I
many
thought
microns.
too.
Yeah,
You run an Amsoil filter on your bike, I'm guessing.
I do, and I'll tell you why. The reason why, other than there's no other
Get a
company
discount.
because they're good. What originally sold me on Amsoil way back in the day was the fact that if I used Amsoil's oil and their oil filter, they offer an additional warranty. So if something happens to my truck or bike, heaven forbid, I take it to the dealership and they say, "Oh, you know what? If the dealership or whoever fixes it determines that the oil caused the problem, and they say, well, because you used Amsoil, and I'll plug the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, if they say the oil caused the problem or the filter caused the problem, Amsoil then will fix the motor as part of a warranty. No other oil manufacturer, filter manufacturer on the planet does that. You can buy Mobil 1. You can buy K&N filters. K&N filters are great. They're probably as good as the Amsoil filters. So to meet that, Amsoil said, you know what, we'll warranty the machinery that you use it in. If you're using our stuff and for some reason the dealership gives you hassle because they say the oil caused the malfunction, which is, unless you never change it, the oil's not going to cause malfunction. But if they do, and they give you a bunch of grief, Amsoil then will step in and you can get a warranty under Amsoil or from Amsoil to fix the product.
Wow.
So whatever it is.
And what's
I did
that
not
called
know
again?
that.
The what act?
Say that slow because I need to put that in the show notes.
So the P here mentioned that you don't have to use Harley Davidson oil. It's called the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act. Essentially what it says is that if any manufacturer requires the use of their product, and they can dictate certain timelines, but if they require the use of their product, they have to pay for it. They can't deny your warranty based on your use of other products. Although dealerships do that all the time, Amsoil actually has staff attorneys that will kind of go to bat for you if you run into that kind of thing. And Amsoil, I get a monthly newsletter. They show us examples of the letters that they've sent to dealerships and some of the manufacturers that kind of outlines Magnuson-Moss. But that's why in your manuals it shows you how to change the oil. You do not have to go to Harley.
Yes.
You can do it yourself.
I just talked about this on a podcast episode.
Yes, you did.
And the video, yeah.
And the basis for that is Magnuson-Moss. That's why, like,
I got it up here, and I'll put a link. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'll put a link on it in the show notes to Wikipedia. I'm reading it right now, but good. That's something new. I didn't know that's what it. I knew you could do it, but I didn't know that's what it stemmed from. So that's awesome information.
Even in our car, my truck, the actual owner's manual shows you how to change your own oil, because the dealership, as long as, and you mentioned that before, as long as you keep records of what you did, when you did it, and how you did it, then you're fine.
Awesome, man. I did not know that there was an actual act that came from. Mm-hmm. That's sweet. We're having you here more often. You actually talk about cool stuff.
He's a little smarter than the rest of us.
Yeah, but I peed her out early. Damn it. in light of all the balls talk, Peter should probably win the best word.
How much are their filters for a chrome filter? Just off the top of your head, do you know?
For all you people that like
Because
the
it's
fancy chrome filters.
$14.95. I do. I buy the $14.95 chrome filter from Harley.
All right, let's back the bus up a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
So,
it's good.
Amsoil, so if you wanted to buy from me or if you wanted to buy directly from the website, you just pay retail. And you get what you pay for. It's expensive, but it's worth it. You can sign up to be a preferred customer, which is what I did in the very, very beginning. Preferred customer membership's $20 a year, and then a preferred customer pays the same prices that dealer pays. And then you order directly from Amsoil, so it'll save you like $3 a quart on oil.
That's significant.
Yeah, it really is. It's worthwhile. I think that like the chrome filters, the retail price was like almost $17 a filter, which is expensive. My cost, which is the same that a preferred customer would get, was closer to like $12.
What does it take to be a preferred customer?
You can get on Amsoil's website, and you'll see. Well, I used to have their website memorized. You'll see a spot where it talks about, or there's tabs that talk about preferred customer and dealer and all that. There's a dealer zone. It'll ask you. The only kind of caveat for a preferred customer or dealer is you sign up to work under another dealer. Or if you sign up as a preferred customer, you sign up under another dealer.
So we would sign up under you.
You could.
But we would have to be a dealer?
Everyone out there, if you're going to become a preferred customer, contact us. We'll put you in contact with Oscar.
So I can sign up under you. I don't have to be. That makes me a preferred customer.
A preferred customer.
Ooh.
You order your own stuff, and then Amsoil puts you in touch with local dealers if you have technical questions. I've called Amsoil direct, and they are awesome. Their tech service department is by far one of the best I've ever dealt with. Their customer service is awesome. I placed an order. They got it wrong. The guy...
This a dealer order?
No. This is direct from... So as a
Okay.
preferred customer, you can order either from a dealer or you can order direct from Amsoil. As a preferred customer, I knew what I was looking for on the website. So some people that aren't mechanically inclined prefer to go through a dealer as a preferred customer.
Right.
And they get that tech assistance. I didn't have any problem with it. I ordered direct from Amsoil. I ordered a specific item. They got it wrong. They actually called me and said, "Hey, we got it wrong. We're shipping you the new product." It's fine. So I called the guy back because they're in Wisconsin and they have cool accents, like kind of half Canadian, half East Coast. And I says, "Hey, well, I'll ship you the old one. I didn't use it or anything." He says, "No, keep it. It was our fault."
Wow.
And they have awesome customer service. Their website is fantastic. You can actually buy oil, filters, anything you want based on what you own, which is a bonus.
If I order, though, if I'm a preferred customer under you, you get a kickback.
I get
Is it better for me to just order it through you? Or is it better for me to go through the website as a preferred customer ordering under you?
It depends, I guess, on your level of technical ability. So,
I mean, I know I need 2050 and I know I need a Harley filter. I don't need much.
And on their website, you can order stuff by vehicle locator. So you can type in, "I want a motorcycle." Go to motorcycle, go to Harley Davidson, go to 2014 FLHX.
Right.
And then Amsoil actually makes recommendations for all their stuff. So they'll tell you what they think is the best oil. So on the Harleys, it's a 3-hole, same oil.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It didn't used to be that way, but they'll tell you what they recommend for each.
And what he mean, real quick, what Oscar means by 3-hole, 1 oil, it's not really what you're thinking.
I was going to leave that up to the audience.
Doesn't explain stuff very well.
Okay, I was half asleep. You guys have my attention.
Okay. What he means is, and like I've talked in my maintenance videos and before, you don't have to have older Harleys. And back in the day before synthetic oils, you had to have a different oil for your primary, for your transmission, and your engine. Now we're all smart and we just put synthetic in all three, the same exact 2050 in all three. So that's what he means by that little saying. Sorry, go ahead. I got to tell our listeners because I don't know where everybody's at. So I'd like to, if somebody's listening to this that's just getting into this, will understand what we're talking about. So yeah, you can put Amsoil or any synthetic oil in all three: engine, transmission, primary, drive. Go ahead.
Where are we?
Oh, you were just talking about their
3-hole, 1 oil.
3-hole, 1 oil. Yep,
That's what I'm talking about.
that's the one.
So even if you're not too technically savvy,
mechanically
too
sound.
mechanically inclined, you can actually Amsoil, their website's fantastic. They walk you through the whole thing. Some people just prefer to contact their local dealer they're signed up under and have the dealer order it, and then they buy from the dealer. It's the same. It's whatever's easiest for you. You can actually call Amsoil, and they'll tell you over the phone what to order. You just tell them what you have. They'll tell you what to order. You can place it over the phone. You can call me, or there's...
What I'm saying is, it just straight up, yes or no. Is it better? Do you get more kickback if I order directly from you, or if I order through the site under you as a preferred
doesn't matter.
customer? Okay, that's what
It's the same.
So it doesn't matter.
Next question. I'm a podcast listener from Texas. How do I find my local Amsoil dealer? How would I find you as my local dealer?
Can I hear some drawl, please?
Some what?
Texas drawl.
How would I find you as my local dealer?
All right, that's actually a very good question.
So Amsoil's website offers what's called a dealer locator. So you can actually click on the dealer locator tab and then put in your zip code, and it'll populate a list of local dealers. So if you're in Texas or wherever, they will list out dealer information for you. Some dealers form an LLC, so they're companies. Other dealers like me are just by name. So if you were to live in this area and...
So are you under Oscar's oil?
I'm not under anything. Because, well, the foundation of the matter is, first of all, I can't figure out how our host got into my phone.
That's a tech tip of the day.
So
we have a high-tech redneck
How
and
did
a low-tech redneck.
and a no-tech redneck.
Tell him the story, dude. Apparently, Oscar was coming to a podcast, and I made sure he wouldn't forget, and he doesn't understand how I was able from my phone to put in his calendar that he had to be here for a podcast tonight.
Yeah, because we
And he
weren't
thinks
ever around each other.
He thinks it's computer trespassing.
It
He wants
is.
to charge me.
It is. It's a misdemeanor. And so what I'm saying is, we weren't together. You didn't touch my phone. I had a vision appointment. The podcast popped up.
Vision appointment.
And I put the vision appointment in there.
Yeah.
Who put the podcast
Well,
appointment in there?
they do call me the high-tech redneck, and I cannot tell you how I do that.
That's right. That's
But
great.
you will not be late, and I'll even set up alerts for you.
That's great. Can you change my ringtone, please? Because I can't figure out how to do that either. So Amsoil works under kind of, or it's like Amway sort of. I'm signed up under a dealer. He's signed up under a dealer. So it doesn't really matter.
Pyramids are illegal.
It's not a pyramid. Okay. Pyramids are in Egypt. They're
more of a
built
triangle.
They're built with...
Oh, jeez. It's a pyramid scam.
It's kind of a triangle on the side.
Okay.
I got nothing.
Move forward.
Hard time with that.
I am interested in this. It's awesome. Awesome content that I think our listeners want to hear. So I understand the deal. Finish the dealer stuff real quick.
So I'm signed up under a dealer. The guy that I'm signed up for or under, great dude, knows a lot about Amsoil. I'm not doing it for the money, so I don't care if, you guys find him instead. That's fine with me because I buy from him sometimes too. If I'm short on stock and someone needs something right away, I'll call him up. He'll bring it over. We work together. That's great. Doesn't matter to me.
Is that Wayne?
That's Wayne.
Okay, we won't say any last names. I figured I've heard he's a dealer here locally too.
He is, and he actually offers a lot of services.
Yeah.
I've seen those skills
Diosa?
from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and I am not letting him touch my bike.
Wayne, if you're listening, we love you. We love you.
Wayne knows his stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't drop anyone.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I'm just saying.
How about, I am still curious about Amsoil prices, because we've skirted a little bit, but so I pay, let's say I go and get Mobile One, instead of the Screaming Eagle. Okay. So I go and get the Mobile One 2050, which is a lot cheaper than the Harley Screaming Eagle, which I'm pretty sure, Mobile One, makes it for him, but I get that for $10.46 a quart. What am I looking at for Amsoil for a quart if I buy it from you, a dealer? Just keep it simple.
About $13 a quart.
You can make it up because you looked up and to the left, and that means you're.
I have to.
Is that no? Can
what I pay?
Can you
oh,
sell
Not
it?
not what he pays. So
Yeah, I mean,
I'm being serious. I mean, are you?
Yeah,
could
no,
just,
no.
Okay.
Yeah, about $13 a quart.
Okay.
So if you
And Harley oil is $12.95 a quart.
So if
Screaming Eagle.
If you buy it from me, then I include shipping and taxes. I don't make any money really when I sell to LD or you or whatever.
Why do you do it then?
Because I believe in one synthetic fluids over dinosaur oil.
But Mobile One is synthetic, and so
It's
is
true.
Screaming Eagle.
But I truly AMSOIL by far is a superior company. And so I want to promote the company from a beneficial standpoint. I don't really, because I'm a no-tech redneck,
That's true.
I don't do website sales because I can't figure out how
I
to
can help
do
you.
that. I know.
I would help you.
That's a different podcast.
Okay.
I sell it to promote AMSOIL because it's superior oil. And so the more people that buy AMSOIL, the one, we can reduce our dependence on foreign oil, and two,
Why is that? See, that's something I don't know about.
Because it's synthetic. So any synthetic you buy, but not all synthetics are made in America.
Okay.
So AMSOIL is unlike the
See, this
bulk
is
of
stuff I have no clue about.
AMSOIL is its own company. They make their own oil, and so
is this made in America?
made in America.
Sold.
America.
There you go.
But
Boom.
You mean it's not oil? I don't understand. They still have to get it from
Synthetic
an oil.
drugs.
They
Synthetic oil.
I know,
Fake.
but they still have to have oil. So it's not.
Synthetic breast. Oh, can I say breasts on the air?
It doesn't. Sure.
Oh yeah,
You
synthetic
can say breasts.
They're
Yeah.
made.
Synthetic breasts. I
in
like
America.
that. But seriously, I may be stupid. I'm asking the question. So you're saying synthetic? I don't know.
So literally lab created.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
So they use-
because our listeners may not know
Yeah.
that at all. It's synthetic oil has
Lab
nothing.
created.
It doesn't come out of the ground.
The way I understand it after reading enough of AMSOIL's stuff is that dinosaur oil, the stuff that you get out of the ground, has a base stock, and then different companies do different stuff to it. The synthetic oils themselves, some of them may contain some kind of base stock from a dinosaur oil, but most of them are lab created.
So some come from the ground.
Some of the stuff I've read suggests that
Maybe
the
a percentage of it is.
well, they call it a base stock.
Okay,
So they take a base stock and then they modify it.
but so some of that does come from the ground.
Potentially, but
Okay.
the way I understand everything that I've read, the synthetic oils are lab created.
Okay.
They're literally lab created, like Frankenstein.
Very nice.
That was deep.
Yeah,
It was like way back from the Addams family.
but the way you're making it sound, though, at least a base of it still comes from the ground. Oil is oil is oil. They just are able to make a synthetic. So they don't have to
No,
use
what
very
he's saying
much.
is his understanding is the synthetic ones. That's not the case.
Well, he's saying there's base stock. So which is it?
Some of the companies, and I mean, I haven't researched all the companies. So from some of the blogs I've read, that some of the companies use
What does AMSOIL use?
they're synthetic.
So they have
It's lab created.
they use zero oil base product from the ground.
That's the way I understand it.
Okay.
It's completely lab created.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So sticking to AMSOIL, so completely laboratory created oil.
Yep.
Okay,
White coats and stuff.
very
Yeah, and
nice.
like big heads.
Good
Right.
visual, LD.
Eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Very good visual
Oh, yeah.
for the listeners. White
Little
coats.
beakers and little
I don't
fires
think-
under the glass beakers and stuff.
But I'm pretty sure there's no way you can stay clean making oil. You're gonna get oily.
If you have a That's an appropriate use of the word oily.
Oily.
when we go to SoCal on our trip next year, you're going to have to oil him.
Oh, dude.
That's
That was my next question.
We digress.
Does AMSOIL make bedroom products?
dude. There's a
synthetic.
separate website for that. I'm not a dealer.
That's the backdoor
Is it
website.
called arsoil? No, okay. Moving on.
Reduces. Never mind. I'll just we gotta let that go.
Yeah, we gotta let it go. Okay. So $13 a quart versus $12.95 for Screaming Eagle oil. I can get it from you, and I'm pretty sure everybody has dealers around. How much can I get an chrome oil filter for? $14.95 is what Harley's charging me for a Screaming Eagle chrome oil filter.
So if you bought,
And I'm not worried about the micron filter crap. I read some stuff on, and nobody could really make a good case.
right,
They're
right,
just talking trash.
right.
To me.
Exactly. That's splitting hairs or fibers, as it were.
Right, hairs.
The chrome filter is a little more expensive. I think that the preferred customer price, which is the price I would pay for it, I think it was about $13.
Oh,
The retail is like closer to 17.
what could I get it from you for if I buy it tonight?
That depends on your angle.
So we're talking $13 a quart of oil, and
That depends on your angle and your reach around.
Or the angle of the reach.
this is going nowhere.
We gotta let that go too. $13 a quart, $13 for the filter.
Okay, so
6,
yep,
7,
no,
yeah.
that makes sense because they're
Motorcycle-
$14.95. So the filter's cheaper, and the oil is only 5 cents more. So
and that's a dealer preferred customer price. The retail is more expensive
right, but that would be if I bought it from you, right?
with the right angle.
Right. So if somebody, I'm just saying, if our audience out there goes and buys it from somebody that they know that's an AMSoil dealer, that's what they're going to get it for.
Potentially, yes.
Potentially.
And we've had a previous podcast.
What
about
would potentially
American
make
Pride.
it not get it for that? I'm confused.
So I've talked to some dealers, and so the dealers are independent contract
So they can
owners.
sell it for more and
They
try to
can
make
do-
more product.
They can do whatever they
Profit.
want. Yes.
Okay, thank
and
you.
AMSoil has certain recommendations about what we do.
Gotcha.
And yeah.
So don't take that for gospel, audience. That's just what he would give it to me for. You may get a dealer, but certainly something you could dicker with a dealer on,
It's worth it to sign up as a preferred customer.
right?
It
Does
really
that
is.
cost anything?
It's $20 a year.
Okay.
The savings you make up in the extended drain intervals, it's worth it.
What
by
are the
far.
extended drain intervals? Because
So-
right now, Harley wants you to do a 1,000-mile break-in service, and then they want you to do a service every 5,000 miles. What is the extended break or the extended service or mileage on AMSoil?
For the 2050 and the EA filters,
The 20 weight 50 is what he's talking about.
the oil, and then their filters, they're recommending double the manufacturer's recommendation. So 10K.
So you don't have to do a service. You only have to do it every 10,000 miles instead of every 5,000 miles.
Right. And then for vehicles, so
Which there alone saves you a ton of money if you're
Cuts
looking
in
at
half.
Yeah.
potentially. And so that's where when you read the blogs and stuff, people talk about warranty issues with going the extended mileage. AMSoil offers their warranty. I've never, in order to get a bike to fail because of a failure of the oil, you'd have to go
Yeah.
and never change it. But
Most people aren't aware, bringing up a fact real quick, and I talk about it in my video, the one for purchase, the lawabidingbiker.com/2014 Hardy Maintenance. I talk about it, is that most people don't know, you don't have to change all three, primary, engine, and transmission every 5,000 miles. Actually, if you look at your owner's guide, you have to do the oil every 5,000, but I think, don't quote me, but it's on my video, but the transmission is like at 20,000 and the primary is every 10,000.
I think
And the
they're-
engine is every 5,000. So you don't, I do them all three every time, but you don't have to.
Yeah, and I don't.
See, not with AMSoil,
No,
right?
not at all.
Yeah.
And so when we changed oil on Popeye's bike, and I think it was brand new, and he bought, or whoever he bought it from, I don't know where he bought it from, dealership.
No, it was a guy that bought it. I think this guy that he bought it from goes out and buys repoed bikes.
Okay.
So I had like 5,000 miles on it or something.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Whoever had that put a gear oil in the transmission. And so I did that with my 06.
And you can do that. You don't
And
have
you
to use
can.
all synthetics. You can still do the separate oils for each hole.
It's a synthetic gear oil.
Stop, LD.
I didn't even say anything.
It's important to get the right weight in the right hole. Because if you get too light a weight in the wrong hole, dude,
Or too heavy a weight.
you're going to get
This is
some
ridiculous.
friction.
There's zero maturity in the studio, folks. I am so sorry.
It's not my fault.
There's no maturity. I can't even get a
It's not my fault.
I can't even get a co-host that has maturity in here. Okay.
Well, we can't get a host that does, so shut up.
Yeah. So you can put different, and you still can, which is just, I talk about it in my video, ridiculous. Just put, to me, just put synthetic in all three.
Well,
See,
it has nothing to do with synthetic. In like a manual transmission in a car. So a car might take 10, or like our car takes 0-20. If it's a manual, it'll take a gear oil. So it's a synthetic.
Right. Okay.
But it's a 75-90.
Right. My bad.
So you could put
it's a synthetic, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a different weight.
It's a different weight.
Right.
So you can put a 75. So in Popeye's bike, he had a gear oil, a 75-90 synthetic in his transmission. You can do that if you want.
I just put the same in all. Doesn't it just make it easier?
It makes it a lot easier.
Do you see why you shouldn't do that?
I
I don't.
actually tested it.
Okay, good.
I tested it. And with my 06, I had an 06 Ultra Classic, I used the 75-90 because some of the blogs...
In what?
It's an 06.
75-90 in
The transmission.
the transmission. Okay.
And then 20-50 in the primary and the engine oil. And then I went... So 75-90 in the tranny. And then I went back to a 20-50. It shifted better with the 20-50. So I stuck with the 20-50.
Okay.
Well,
And that's what I say, 20-50 in all three.
Yeah, the other thing is if you're on a trip or something, you're carrying extra quart of oil in your bag, and you need to add a little to something or whatever. I mean, if you got that 1 quart, it can go anywhere, you know.
Right.
It's important to be able to go anywhere.
True that.
True.
With your bag.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
Now, Amsoil, as far as it goes, LD was talking. Do you want to tell your little quick story about...
Well,
apparently somebody broke down.
I have 2 uncles that ride quite a bit, and they were on their way to Arizona 2 years ago. One runs Amsoil, one runs Harley oil, and the one that runs Amsoil, he had some type of issue, and I don't know if a plug came loose, a filter came loose, I don't know what happened, but anyway, he ended up running a little bit low on oil, needed some, and he was running Amsoil. His issue was you can't just go to the local shop and buy Amsoil. He had trouble finding it, where Harley oil you could find anywhere. And that was just an issue they came across.
My question is, why? Just because you run an Amsoil doesn't mean you can't just grab a quart of Mobil 1 and replenish it.
I mean, you can put soy milk on your cereal. You can use 2%, 1% skim,
or a mixture
and mix it all.
Right.
It's great.
So
it doesn't matter. That's a myth.
Okay. That's what I'm saying.
That was what we were talking about before you got here.
That he had to use Amsoil. It's like, just grab a quart of frickin' synthetic oil and throw it in there and make it through the rest of your trip. I mean, you don't have to get Amsoil to...
Nah, you can mix it with whatever.
Okay.
And some people, actually, my brother, he says, hey, if I put Amsoil in my car, could I go back to regular oil? Yes.
Okay,
I mean,
right.
Crap, you can put water in there. It won't run
Now,
real well.
here's another
exactly.
thing I've heard about Amsoil is that if you lose a plug and drain your oil, you can actually run your car for a little way or your bike for a little ways because it has such adhering properties to it that it will adhere and you won't damage your bike. Looney's dad
we're gonna test that on
LD's bike?
Nope,
not mine.
We're gonna do it on Oscar's bike since he's the Amsoil expert.
Okay.
Looney was telling me a story. His dad lost his transmission fluid or something, and his dad had to get a little ways home. And I don't remember the story. It was a ways back, but I don't know, 15, 20 miles, and just went without oil and got home and there was no damage.
Isn't that one of the things they claim?
C.
And
yes.
Now, you being an Amsoil distributor, would you actually try that on your own bike? Or do you think that's a cool thing to say, but I wouldn't try it?
Okay, the pause tells us everything.
You guys heard
Ride
this?
my bike with no handle.
No.
You might have an engine.
That's the
You can
first
ride
time
your
I
bike with
heard
no engine.
It's called viscosity.
Viscosity. And the wear test. They did some serious wear tests. So, yeah, this is good stuff.
And you could. And that's not specific to Amsoil. Any solid synthetic touts the same ability. And sure, yes, you could. If it's a good synthetic oil, you could probably go a ways before the engine seizes. But
Still going to probably not be good on it, right?
probably not so much. It's wet for a reason.
But it's amazing that you can even do that.
It is amazing.
You know what I mean?
All right.
And I was reading some stuff, maybe you can touch on a little bit online, is that they do the wear tests, and everything I could find is when they did the wear tests and they get the ball bearings and they do that whole experiment, is that and without getting into the specifics, the wear tests, and again, I've never used Amsoil, so I'm not even promoting it. I think I might switch to it with what you told me you could get it for me now, and the extent. And the extended, you shouldn't have told me those prices because it's recorded, and I will hold you to those prices.
Those were last year's prices.
Right. He's a salesman.
Isn't it Walmart? Isn't there a rollback, bro?
That's what I'm talking about.
It's got to be a Walmart. But yeah, seriously, because if I don't only have to do it, number one, it's less labor for me every 10,000 instead of every 5,000, but the money saved. But the wear test, as far as everything I could find is that on the wear test, Amsoil beat it with that very specific scientific wear test.
They do
on parts.
Amsoil uses the ASTM standards, which is the, for crying out loud, I forgot the acronym, but it's what the oil companies use. It actually covers quite a bit of stuff. What I liked about Amsoil is that they publish the results of their tests. And they tell you what ASTM standard they used. They tell you, all the parameters. And then you get to look at the graph for yourself, or you get to look at the data for yourself. They don't always come out on top, but the bulk of the time they are either at the top or in the top 2 or 3. And so the wear tests aren't the only indicator of a good oil. So
Okay, well, that's good. What's the other indicators then?
there's other ones.
Like just basic.
There's other ones like out there.
I wasn't really that prepared for
Okay,
this
well.
deep level question.
What else about is it just amsoil.com? Should I look it up?
Yes.
All right.
Amsoil.com.
Is that what it is?
See.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll have it in the show notes. Obviously, we have a lot of stuff. This is going to be I'm going to make some serious show notes for this. No, this is good stuff, though. So, what else can you tell us? You got any other questions there, LD? I don't want the episode to go too long, but
No, I don't.
This is a very important.
Yeah, this has been informative to me, and I
A lot of
personally will
people-
probably be switching.
Yeah, I think I'm going to switch too.
I've
been just using regular mobile synthetic or Screaming Eagle, depending on how much time I have. But
I tested it. A friend of mine turned me on to another LEO, and his dad was a dealer, and he used it, and so he helped me change my oil the first time when I bought my truck, and so instead of just buying off on, ooh, it's the greatest,
Yeah.
I tested it myself, and so I don't know, like in 2007, I bought a new lawnmower, and I was like, well, I'll use the manufacturer's recommended oil for the first summer, and then pour it out and see what happens. Put Amsoil on it for the second summer. The first summer, the manufacturer's recommended oil came out like a nice frothy cup of water.
yeah,
And I was like, that's not so good. I actually ran the Amsoil for double. So in 2010, I changed it, which is not necessarily what Amsoil recommends, but I want to test it myself. And so when I poured it out after 2 years, twice as long, it was not as watery is the best way to describe it for the listening audience.
Did your lawn look better?
The grass is always greener unless you pee on it.
yeah, true. You guys have done that.
So
to my
there's
lawn
certain people you can't
many
have over your
times.
house.
Can't have any of our club over because they
So
always
I'm
pee on my lawn.
Just saying, there's certain portions of lawn care, excluding the pee, that make it green.
Yeah,
The fertilizer.
Right. My
Fertilizer.
arborvitaes are dying.
yeah, mine are too. As far as the Amsoil goes, I'm trying to, I guess, break this down. Just for our listening audience. So if I get Amsoil, I can, instead of every 5,000, I can do every 10,000. And per that act, I'm golden. As far as if Harley
shower.
says if Harley says my bike broke down because you didn't change it every 10,000 or every 5,000. And I'm using Amsoil and I'm only doing it every 10,000, I'm covered.
Yes. There's a little bit of a headache to that.
Right.
Because you're going to get you could potentially get some gruff up front by the dealership or whoever you bought whatever piece of equipment from.
Right.
So I've talked to a lot of guys that say I just don't want the headache.
Right.
So they follow the manufacturer's recommended intervals for the warranty period,
Mm.
and then they switch. And it's it depends on how much.
Right.
If you want to battle it, yes. If you don't, it's fine too. It's still worth the money. It's still
So even if you do it every 5,000, you're still getting a deal.
you're still getting a pretty good deal. It's better
And it's
oil.
better for your bike.
The filter's better.
On my $40,000 machine, I'll go ahead and change it every 5,000. I'm not taking a chance.
See, on my 2011, I didn't change it. Went even regular, just not Amsoil, but synthetic. I didn't change it. I did it per the manual. I did the engine at 5, and I waited 10 to do the I believe it's the primary. Don't quote me on this, guys. And then the tranny is every 20,000, and I never had a problem.
With my 06, I just changed it once a year. Sometimes longer.
Oh, geez.
With my truck,
How
sometimes
Yeah.
once a year.
But it wasn't on warranty,
No.
so you didn't have to worry about
So
it.
I at least
He
I know I
doesn't,
don't
he
have the
doesn't
headache.
ride very much anyway. So
I ride like 3 or 4 miles a year.
Yeah, whatever.
It's
Right.
cool though. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
How many miles do you have on your new bike?
$6,600.
Attaboy.
Good.
Attaboy.
What's in that? That's 2.5 months, right?
I bought it in June. Or July.
July. See?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, anything else? We're running long, but I definitely think this is an important episode and subject. Anything else that we didn't ask that's super important about Amsoil? Important about Amsoil.
It works.
The Amsoil.
It does what it says it does.
Okay. Check it out, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. We had a whole bunch more content, but that will make it on our next episode. We're not going to run any longer. We're already at about an hour 12, and that's longer than I like to go, but I really, really wanted to get this subject matter to you. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Oscar for the Amsoil input and the expert on Amsoil. Thank you to LD for being in the house.
You're welcome.
We hope it was very informational. Yeah, very entertaining.
Infotaining.
Oh, attaboy. Info. We hope it was very infotaining. We hope it was a multimedia experience for you. Don't forget to check out all the Law Abiding Biker podcasts and lawabidingbiker.com. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes. Thank you. We do have some new ratings. I'll read them on another podcast. We have some Stitcher Radio. Really easy to rate us on Stitcher Radio. Stitcher Radio. Thank you guys for being involved in the law-abiding biker community. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the video purchases. If you do want to support us, you can either donate on the homepage or go to buy videos, lawabidingbiker.com/buy videos. And right there, you can not only buy a video that's supporting us, but you get something in return. Thank you so much, folks. Peace out. Keep the rubber side down.
The shiny side up.
Thank you, Oscar.